Hey, what's going on? Banks, the boxing fan, and Franz Kafka. Come join the link, man. Come holler at your boy, man. This video, we are going to welcome to MH Blackwell. Put this link in here, man. We probably gonna wind up doing an hour. I picked a topic that not a lot of people are going to be tremendously interested in. Specifically, went obscure with the topic today. And it is, did the black church fail black people? And are black celebrities more bad than good? Because I think so. Yeah, I do. I think number one is yes. And number two is yes. And I'm looking to have conversations with people about it. Because I think this is our entertainment, what we do with our off time when we're not working, we're not doing with family. But man, yeah, absolutely. I think the black church has failed black people. And I think that black celebrities are more bad than good. So I'm going to let people jump up here and give me your thoughts on those topics. And I'm going to beg you to get on here because, as you know, this channel is new. And we just started this. So I'm trying to get a sense of the things that we're going to talk it up about. So this one should be a good conversation. Camel Export said, hell yes, they failed the black community big time like no other. Why do you say that? I can tell you why I think I did, why they did, but I'm really interested to know what y'all think. Naughty Dread, what's going on, man? Naughty Dread, what up, man? Yes, sir. We'll wait for people to come on in. Hopefully we can get 100 people in here to talk about it today on MH Blackwell, where we talk about all things life. And we mix in some boxing conversation because, you know, that's really what I do love to do. And this channel is a way to do it out for the time being for people that really, you know, check out the boxing channel. Thank you, Naughty Dread. Glad you're checking it out. Terry Schmood. What's going on, Terry? All right, so let me put this link in here, man, and hopefully we can get a conversation going. I would love at a point in time to be able to have as much conversation with you guys clicking the link, or maybe I get a call, a phone. Maybe I get a phone number. You guys, if that's easier, it's probably easier for the phone number. You can just be like, boom. I believe that greed in the church is what messed up the black community. I mean, I think slavery is what messed up the black community to the extent that it's messed up. There's a lot of good things with it. But my take on it is that it's really the understanding of God and the very materialistic approach to it that really prevents people from getting what they need out of it. You know what I mean? I think that, you know, the concept of discipline is almost completely lacking in the American black church, the Christian church that I've been around, at least just over time, man, it got so much more lax. But the deeper understanding also, when did the Vatican approve the black church? I don't know anything about the Vatican. The Vatican wouldn't approve the black church. Initials Dre. Because the black church is, for the most part, Protestant. There are black Catholic churches, and the Vatican has plenty of black Catholic churches, but they still operate under the same missalate and the same, you know, authority. The preachers are oftentimes white preachers, what do you call a priest? A priest. I don't think I have my stuff up. Give me a second, GM. I'm going to give a wrench out when somebody clicks this link. But no, it's not connected to the Vatican. It's not connected to the Vatican. The Vatican is where the Catholic Church is centered. Norm L. Guy said, black churches failed black people by upholding the religion of European and conning people with Sky Daddy while fleecing them for their money. Yeah, I have a definitely fleecing them, that the prosperity gospel stuff, that is really, really bad, man. But I still don't think it's worse than these celebrities. Jeez, it's like hand in hand, man. Oh, not yeah, okay, let me do it now, man. I'll do it now. Yeah, the prosperity gospel is wow, terrible. It's like you're making God a slot machine, and you're like charging to give them access to God giving them a blessing. That is that is that is bad. Yeah, the prosperity gospel, that is, oh man. I was like, what? Yo, you got to give us money and he will give it back to you. That sounds like a God's in a Ponzi scheme. You know? What's up, Jay Henderson? Yeah, man. Well, let me know what you think about the topic, man. I want the link is in the chat, man. I put the link in the chat a bunch of times because I want to hear, man. I really want to hear because there are a lot of people that change religions. MOV Adamite Baltimore said the Israelites are teaching the Bible the way it's supposed to be. I wouldn't know. I've never listened to them teach the Bible. I have to tell you though that that's never been my main focus. My personal main focus. I got pretty early on that I was like, everything that is in this Bible should be in the real world because that's where God really, if God is omnipotent, then God is everywhere. God is everywhere, then I should be able to find God outside at the park. And you know what I mean? Jeffrey Derone said the black church has done irreparable damage to black families, in my honest opinion. Yeah, dude. One of the main things is this fear of death. Like the fear of death. And the fact that it also adds to the necessity to be wealthy. Because it's kind of like a show-off day. It's a day to come out and show everybody how well you're doing. You have the whole societal up, the whole, you just have the whole thing there, man. Okay, I got you. Ruins everybody's views on the Bible. How so? How so? I thought I got a pretty good working understanding of the Bible. G-Man King, I'm not here to teach. I'm here to have a conversation with people that already understand. But in the United States, for the most part, it is the Christian church. Because churches in the United States, G-Man King, are segregated. For the most part, still segregated. You have churches that white people go to, and you have churches that black people go to. You now have churches that Koreans go to, churches that Indians go to. Yeah, that's how it is in the United States of America. I can't speak for Great Britain or anywhere else, but church in the United States is as close to a segregated thing as you're going to find. And now I got to tell you, I've not been going in and out of church this entire, for the last, I haven't really been doing a lot of church since my children were born. And what I really focused on with my child is understanding that because my true belief is what I will tell you that Dapper Douglas, first of all, let me tell you what I think the black church does very well for black people. Because I think that if there's one thing that may make me feel, I hope it doesn't make me sound racist. I hate how that word is used. But most black people are very, very religious, like very, very in tune with the understanding and appreciation of God. Like without a doubt. That's, I think, and I do believe that is true for everybody of the the African diaspora. And I mean, I can't tell you why that is, but I know for certain that it is like a really deep feeling. Like for me, Jeffrey Derone said, I'm from Houston area and almost all are prosperity churches. That's 1 and 2. That's 1. And two, that same book they read from was used to keep blacks in mental lock and chain for hundreds of years. Yeah, man. But I don't think necessarily it's the words in the Bible that kept black people trapped as much as it is, at least in the Christian church, as it is with the way that they visualized God and the way that they described God. That's the thing that threw me off. Not necessarily because I never the whole idea that, first of all, that you revere the Bible to the point of being fearful. Like, if this is a Bible, the respect that people have, like, literally for an actual Bible, this is not a Bible, by the way, is that if you put this Bible, they treat the Bible with more reverence than they treat an American flag. Like, you cannot let it touch the ground. You can't, there's real reverence. Like, the Bible is the word. You know what I mean? Bro, hey, Adamite, can you listen for a second, bro? You're going a little bit nuts. Okay? You're going a little bit nuts, but I'm not really trying to talk about religion. Okay? And how you teach the Bible and all of that stuff. I'm really not trying to do that. I'm not going to be in a conversation with somebody about whether or not they're a Christian or whether or not they're a Muslim or whether or not that they are, a Hebrew Israelite or none of that. You know what I mean? GM said, I know some cats that roll up weed with a Bible. Yeah, well, hey, man, that wasn't the church that I was raised in. What's going on, Adrian Molina? Yeah, you funny though. No, it's the emptiness of it. I think the basic fundamental problem is this idea of vicarious atonement. Can I be completely honest, Newt? Black church failed black men. Yeah, you can be completely honest. Please do. I'm gonna put a link in the chat. I want you to be honest, because I'm not telling you that I know the truth. I'm not here to preach to you. I really want to understand. I really want to kick up a conversation about it. Like, what is your experience in church? What is your experience in church? And I don't care what or mosque or synagogue. It doesn't make a difference to me, But I know with the black community in the United States is primarily Christian. Vicarious atonement is where you believe that Jesus died for your sins, and because he died, you are forgiven for his sins. All you need to do in order to be good with God is to say that Jesus is God. And ask Jesus to ask God for forgiveness for you. That's the way that I learned it. That's why, when you get baptized, you're forgiven for your sins. In the Christian church, in the Catholic church, when you confess, and the preacher says, or the priest says, all right, do 20 Hail Marys and, whatever else they give you to do is vicarious atonement. I say, shoot, just read the title. Yeah, it's a sensitive topic. Great stuff. Yeah. I'm trying to have fun, man. I'm trying to get as far. Today, I thought I was going to experiment and get as far away from boxing as I could get. Franz Kafka said, I grew up in a Pentecostal church. Absolutely turned me off from Christianity in my adult year. Yeah, but that's a little bit off the topic. But I'm talking about as citizens in the United States of America. And the one thing that I thought about was the connection between the Christian church and the Black Christian church and the Democratic Party. Most obviously symbolized by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King is probably, the biggest example of that. But it been all the way, big name preachers all the way back to the times of slavery. If Jesus died for our sins, why do we still have to repent? Because you have to repent and accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Your repenting is by asking Jesus to be your savior. That's how you repent, by becoming a child. That's how you repent. The action of acknowledging in Christian church, that's the way that I was raised, is the action, the acknowledgement. Bro, you're out of here, dude. You're overdoing me. Dog. In the Christian religion, his name is Jesus, bro. You gotta go. You gotta stop, bro, or I gotta kick you up. Dog, please stop. I don't want to have any, doctrine conversations, okay? I personally do not believe anybody knows what God's name is. Okay? Zulu Lion said Christianity would be dead if not for black women in America. They keep it going, man. That's hilarious. Dude said they use the rollwood. Oh, yeah, correct. Only in jail and mainly Muslims. Oh, hey, Adrian Molina said, dude said they use paper, Bible paper to roll with. He said, correct. Only in jail and mainly Muslims. Yeah, dude, I don't know a lot of Christians that are rolling up weed on a Bible. Like, yeah, like that's definitely not how it was. Jay Henderson said the black church failed people with the failed promises and far too many secrets. Churches are far too political in nature these days. Yeah, I think that's a huge thing. Because, man, look, dude, they really, it was basically what I was trying to say. The church caters to women and excludes black men, just like politics. The church failed black men. Well, you can't. Can you? Oh, I'm sorry, bro. There's a super chat. Wow, my bad. Terry Schmoo said, Fanon, can you read Deuteronomy 24:16 for us? Oh, come on, man. I'm trying not to. But I guess I can't be too much of a. Give me a second. Fathers shall not be put to death because of their children, nor shall children be put to death because of their fathers. Each one shall be put to death for his own sin. Yeah, but if your own sin is forgiven because you accept, then you're forgiven. Hey, Zulu Line said there ain't magic in the paper. Hey, man, you better be careful. Rod Walker says black men are turning away from the church because they are not for man and they cater to women and the church is too effeminate. Yeah, man, the church is super effeminate, bro. But honestly, man, I think most people in there don't believe it. Boxing specialist, dude, you don't have to have me support that. I'm not telling you that I believe that. I'm telling you that there's something called the doctrine of vicarious atonement. And that is what it is. I'm not saying I agree with it. In fact, what I said was that is part of the problem. Because if you think that just by going to church and asking for forgiveness forgives you for your sins, then you can go around and do whatever you want to do from Monday morning to Saturday night. And then you get your Sunday forgiveness and you go right back at it. It's something that does not actually require you to take responsibility for your actions. It just makes you're okay as long as you give authority to the church. That's the way that works. That's the way that I see it works. And that's what I think a problem is. So there's no need for you to ask me whether I think vicarious atonement is actual. But then you also have to get beyond that. And you have to look to see whether or not there really is. The worldview of the church is really what is really consistent with what it really is. There's some there's some very basic, dang near, what do you call it? Kindergarten grade concepts that are accepted by Black Christians in the United States throughout their entire life. Like the idea that you die and go to hell, or that you die and go to heaven. See, when people say they don't, a lot of people turn to atheism, and really the number one reason to turn away from a church is because you're rejecting the religion. But the religion itself is just a set of rules. It's not God itself. So when the rules are off and people confuse the rules and the interpretations of the people that are making the rules with God itself, then you start having people walk away from the religion, right? So if you have childish, this is my personal opinion, if you have childish views on the same view of God and heaven and the life and before life and afterlife, if you have the same vision that you had that they taught you in Sunday school, dude, you're eventually going to walk away from that. How many times are you going to see that? How many times can you give me that same? How many times can you give me that same sermon over the course of 60 years, of 70 years? If I don't turn you off in my mind while I sit there out of community guilt, I'm going to turn my mind off to you, period. Yeah, you're not growing. And it's like literally the same explanations of the things that I learned in Sunday school when I was 5 years old, 4 years old. It's the same concepts that many adults still have. So how are you going to maintain somebody there if you don't grow your understanding? And if your understanding of just basic human relationships between yourself and your mother, yourself and your father, yourself and your partner or significant other, if you learn over the course of 70, 80 years tremendously about things like that, or it takes you, what is it, 20 years of a formal education, 19, 20 years of formal education in a variety of subjects, plus many years of actual work experience to understand the job that you have for a living. How can you possibly understand God and the importance of it? That's something that important with the same information that you got by the time you were 3, 4 years old. They still celebrate people that memorize Bible verses, that memorize them. The prize is in memorizing it. The prize is not in understanding it, right? And at a certain point in time, dude, God, I don't know how many pages it is, but you read it a couple times, brother, you should get the gist because it's a bunch of stories. Yeah, it's a purest form of indoctrination when they repeat the same thing over and over again, but that is going to lose people. And you may lose people within the actual environment. But they're still forced to keep up the act. They're still forced to keep up the act. And if they keep up the act because of society, what do you get? You get a husk. You get a political husk. And that's what I think we had. I think that's what it is. It's a political husk. Political husk. Except for in the rare phenomenon, not the rare, I can't say how rare it is, where there are people that really have, why you care what my belief is? Dude, the link is in the chat, bro. I don't want to talk about what my belief is. Any belief. I could be a Christian and believe the same thing that I just said. I could be an Islam and believe the same thing. If you believe children's stories and your understanding of what you believe to be the most central thing and to beyond the whole universe, if everything that you learned, that you know of it, you learned before you were 8 years old, you may be a little bit, your understanding may be a little bit limited. And maybe your understanding is limited because people want your understanding to be limited. They don't want you to actually think about how those things connect. To me, that's kind of the connection between religion and science, where you have the same thing, pretty much the same thing going on. You have a set of dogmas. You have a set of dogmas here, and then you have an approach to the physical universe that doesn't take into consideration anything you can't observe. And over here, you're almost completely nailed to things that you really can't, that are so open to interpretation that you can get almost any meaning out of it that you want. You can learn all that from the Acme cartoon when they float to heaven every time a character dies. Exactly. And see, it's that view of heaven and hell that I think is an advantage that I've heard like other religions have. And that's something else. To a certain extent, you can't help but experiment in comparatory religion when you listen to, when you know people are in Islam or people that are in Judaism that say, hey man, the heaven and hell thing is different, that we don't see it the same way. Jakes came at a female YouTuber and tried to have her channel canceled. For what? No, religion and superstition are not the same thing, Rick Timms. Hold on a second, man. Hold on. Sorry about that. Nah, religion and superstition are not the same thing. Religion is a set of things that you do. Yeah, it does. They may be similar. Like politics, religion uses fear as a main tool. Yes, it does. Yes, some religions do. Yeah, religion does. They say you can't Jesus and your horoscope. What is that? Oh, for speaking on the Diddy party that he attended? I mean, whatever, man. I don't really trip. Like, I mean, that's his personal life, man. I honestly don't believe that some of these dudes even believe this stuff. That's why I'm saying, like, the people that don't get anywhere past, like that, oh, where are you going to go when you die? Oh, I'm going to go to heaven. And you're still, like, envisioning yourself in a big-ass cloud with a white man with a beard. You have some slowed-up ass development. Can't have Jesus and your horoscope. Hey, man, I don't know anything. Hey, I think you can't. Why can't you? If you can have Jesus and your Diddy parties, why can't you have a horoscope? You know what I mean? If you can have Jesus and diddle the women, diddle a couple people's wives in your congregation, why can't you have your horoscope? You know what I mean? I don't see a problem with that, man. That's interesting though, is that y'all didn't move at all onto the topic, or we can't get at anybody at all on the subjects of these celebrities though, because it's the same thing, man. Celebrity worship ain't much different. The church got replaced by celebrity worship. That's another thing. Church got replaced by celebrity worship. Y'all's new church now is Instagram shorts. Y'all are your new guy. Your new church is the church of all that nonsense, like Devin Haney. You see what the religion really is. The religion is get money, get money. You guys got y'all switched up with that. Get money. Facts. That fear thing turned me off from church. When I was younger, the guest pastor told me if I died tomorrow, knock on wood, I would go to hell. Like, what? Yeah, it's like, man, and how are you going to sentence me? To boot. Not because it's an allegory, man, Rick Timms. Because it's an allegory, homie. Because it's an allegory. It's all raindrops, bro. All water is the same water. You're not going to be, if the story is omnipresent, you're going to see it everywhere, in every culture, everywhere. It's the thing that never made sense to me, that the church said. It never made sense. And you can't even have the conversation. You're a blasphemer if you even have the conversation. It never made sense to me that why Jesus would be the only person that could ever live that experience. It would almost make sense that you would have a Jesus for every moment and every group of people to learn that lesson forever. So it's always readily available for you, no matter when you're born, right? But they focus you on the Hebrew one from 2,000 years ago that justified them running the world. That's what I personally think. I'm straight, bro. I got it. I'm all right, man. No joke. I've got my own theory. And I'm straight. I'm all right, man. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's an allegory. Of course it is. Life is an allegory. Life is an allegory, man. Everything that you do is a microcosm of something greater. That's what sports is. Don't you learn lessons of life in sports that you then take to your real job later on and be like, wow, I really learned that when I was doing something else? If everything comes from nothing, then everything comes from the same place and everything is the same thing. You either serve God or you think you are God and serve yourself choices. Or both. Huh? No, most people have not read the whole thing. No, and most people that act like they read it ain't read it. Yeah, exactly. A lot of life lessons you learn from the boxing ring. Yeah, you learned you can learn something in a boxing ring that you can apply if you become a father. Those two things should be completely unconnected, but they're not. Yeah, I don't need proof. I walk the earth. That's all that matters to me, Rick Timms. Yeah, TD Jakes is living in a $5 million mansion wearing custom suits. Yeah, that's how we keep our preachers. That ain't unusual. Oh, we want our preacher to be way up there. Yeah, Zulu line, you ain't lying. Why are celebrities more bad than good? Well, let's talk about the good before the bad. Okay? The good is that they can be very inspirational if you have your heads on straight and you know what they are. Celebrities can be very, very inspirational. You can look at them and say to yourself, hey, if they can achieve, I can achieve. Right? They're also very entertaining, and you need entertainment in your life. And many times, if they're a musician or they're a singer, they bring real quality music to you in the product that they develop. The product that basketball players give you great joy because you can watch their athleticism. Poets, because you can read their poetry. Authors, because you can read their stories. Movie stars, because you can see them ply their trade. So that's the good. When Denzel Washington has entertained me a lot, often, and I enjoyed him. As a child, I got a lot of satisfaction from Michael Jackson. I looked up to Muhammad Ali. I think, his love of God was really one of the first people that I really heard really speak it like he believed it. So there's a lot of really good stuff with it. The bad is that you confuse their road with your road. And you confuse the person with the product that they produce. So it's easier for them to influence you in areas outside of their expertise. There's nothing that Kanye West is going to teach me outside of his expertise that I'm going to take any more seriously than anybody else. If Kanye West is talking about how you make a beat, I'm listening. I'm all ears. I'm all ears, perked up, listening, all ears. Phoenix the Assassin said they practice idonatology. That's why IG is a church. What is that? A donitology? I don't even know what that is, man. You got to tell me what that is. All things that we all have our individual path to take this life, and we individually choose them. Yeah, I agree. Takara said, your thoughts on Dr. Umar's school, will it open? Probably not. Haven't he been trying to open it for like 10 years? It's like the new building fund at church. Second Baptist Church probably still got their new building fund going on. You know? Hey, man, I know I've heard about Dr. Umar's school for years, but I don't really listen a lot to Dr. Umar Johnson. Is Dr. Umar a fraud? Not that I know of. I think he's an entertainer, though. I think Dr. Umar Johnson is an entertainer. I wouldn't say whether he's a fraud or not. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is he taking your money and not giving you a fraud? If he's a fraud if he's taking your money and not giving you what he's promising. But I can't speak on it because, dude, I don't get pulled into him. He didn't pull me in. He ain't, dog. I'm trying to tell you, man. Dude, educated people are cool, but bro, if you are an educated person, you know the limitations of it. You know the limitations of it. Dog, look, man. If you are in that industry, fine. If you're in that industry. That man has been working on that damn school for over 10 years with weeds growing everywhere. He's been exposed 50 million times. I feel bad for people who respect him enough to donate. Yeah, Andre Noble, I can get super chats here. Yes, I can. But, you know, like I said, this is an add-on, brother. This is an add-on to the on these live streams. But look, man, yeah, hopefully I'll be monetized all the way pretty soon, and I'm going to start putting out content like standalone content. Where we'll do these type of things, like this type of discussion. I'll probably do a video about it, and then I'll follow it up with a let's have a discussion about the video, the actual video. But yeah, Andre Noble, I can. Yeah. So it's going to be monetized in a second, but I got to keep it. You know how I got to work right now. You got to keep it active, man. I want you guys to anybody that is subscribed to the channel to know that there is unique content over here. Umar's father is a damn scammer. That's who we learned it from. It's Fanon. Bro. Surefire way to get blocked is to continue to ask me about me. Dog, mind your business. I seen the inside of the school. It's got hundreds of roof panels missing and mold in some walls. Oh, he's got an actual school? Oh, I didn't know it was that it was an actual school. Hell no. If he's got an actual building and it looks like that, hell no, it ain't opening. Hell no. But that doesn't mean he's scamming. I just don't believe he's going to get it done. There's a difference. He may not know how to get it done. And he may have had so many people jumping in the middle of his stuff, preventing him from getting it done, that it really messed him up. But I don't know, because I don't know him. I can't call the man a fraud if I've never met him, and I don't really pay attention to him like that. I'm not going to call Dr. Umar Johnson a fraud. Nobody jumped out and said he wasn't a doctor. He got 2 buildings in the crack area of Delaware. Okay, that's what's up. I didn't call him Noop. I called this man Noop because he is a Noop. Yeah, he's definitely sharp. Yeah. Umar Johnson is definitely sharp. But yeah, that's the thing that I would say about the celebrities. You know, that you don't, because you think that there are human beings higher than you. You know, a celebrity is somebody you look up to and you believe that there's somebody higher than you. They're of a higher status than you. If you look at the person that has fame, but you look at them for the skill that they bring and the contribution that they make to your life, that's one thing. But to think of them as people that are above and beyond the rest of us is something else, man. That's something else completely different. So you don't worship God in a church. You worship celebrities. You worship celebrities on IG. You know what I mean? So it's still a distraction. It's still a false prophet. You know what I mean? Like you, that's my thing with the Hanos clan and Devin Haney. That shit is crazy. That shit that they were doing with Devin Haney was crazy. But no, man, celebrity, dude, no. To celebrate somebody that is constantly celebrated? No. But that seems like it's split between all praises due to God but you sitting there praising somebody else that got their gift from God. But you can appreciate their skill set. You can appreciate their work ethic. You can appreciate their beauty. You can appreciate their, the emotions that they elicit from people and the reaction to them doing the magnificent job of entertainment that they do. But man, some of it ain't all. Some of it is a little bit extra. You damn near a celebrity. Pull up to a boxing fit and see how many fans run up for a pic. Giz or Glock. I've been to a boxing match and I've taken pictures with plenty of boxing fans. Giz or Glock. I go to boxing matches. I don't have to go to a boxing match to be recognized. I get recognized at the grocery store. I get recognized on airplanes. I get recognized at funerals. I've been recognized in several states that I've been to without going anywhere near a boxing match. And I get recognized every boxing match I go to. But at the same time, so what? All I'm doing is meeting another person. The person that came up to me on the plane and was like, "Hey, man, da 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 da," and I was like, "Yeah." I started talking to him because he's another person. That's it. That's all that means. And the only reason that they know me is the conversation about boxing. So any type of feeling that you should have about me should really be for the community of boxing fans that we built that talk boxing. And in this case, the community of just like-minded intellectual people that want to question the things that go on in the world. Because, curious people. Peace, sheesh, so how people look up to celebrities so you can preach to them. No, I mean, I've never had anybody that looked up to me. The only person that I know looked up to me, and I'm so happy that he does, is my son. I can see that my son looks up to me. I'm really happy that he does. Because it was a long time earning that. I had to earn my son to look up to me. I had to earn that. Trust you me, I had to earn it. And I had to recover for him to look up to me. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the only person that I care about looking up to me. That's it. The people that I'm responsible for are looking up to me. My daughter looking up to me. My son looking up to me. My nephew looking up to me. My niece looking up to me. And not even looking up to me, respecting me. That's the only thing that matters. That matters. It doesn't matter like Douglas Lindsay, boxing, the boxing, just boxing. Thank you, Gizzard Glock. Fanon, they are not, if they're not channel subscribers, don't shake hands. One of them might be a weirdo from earlier. Yeah, Lord dog. You know, it is what it is, bro, but I just don't announce where I'm going, so the weirdos won't know where to spot me. And I don't hang out with the media, so they never see me. Like, I never hang out with the media. So, yes, you do need to learn. Your son should be looking up to you anyway. You don't need to earn that. Yes, you do need to earn that. Absolutely, you don't look up to your father because your father. No, you got to earn the respect. That's why you got to be a grown ass man. You got to earn the respect and keep the respect of your children. That's why you carry yourself a certain way every day. Your kids can lose respect for you. If I'm slapping his mama around, he ain't got to respect that. He shouldn't respect it. If I'm not at the house, if I'm not taking care of him, if I'm not paying the bills, and I'm not a decent human being, why in the world should he respect me? Why? Why should my son respect me if I don't do something worthy of respect? I respect my father because my father earned my respect. Believe it. He earned my respect before I consciously gave it to him. But it wasn't like that with me and my son. Man, I went through some real problems around my son. Man, please. That ain't my seed. That's God's seed. I'm a seed. No, man, you got to earn your respect, bro. You got to earn the respect of your children. You got to work to keep the respect of your children. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And that's maybe the problem why y'all got so many baby dads. That's probably why so many of y'all having all these babies you ain't taking care of. Because some of y'all think you don't have to earn the respect of your child. Earn it. You earn it by taking care of them and providing an example for them that they respect. You absolutely, positively. It's both ways. You earn your child, it's both ways. The child earns the respect of the father, and the father earns the respect of the child. But the father has to provide for the child whether he respects the child or not. The father has to take care of the child. That's the responsibility. You take care of your responsibility with the child. Your job is not to, let me sit here and judge whether I'm going to respect this child or not. No, you take care of that child. You teach that child. You raise the child. And if you're not doing a good job of it, and then the child can look at you and be like, man, you're tripping. What you give your child is love. And love means you take care of them. Period. But so goes the church. So goes the concept of fatherhood. So goes celebrity praising celebrities. Out goes the respect of the person that is there who should be solely focused on getting yours. That's your legacy, isn't it? Respect when you're dead, your legacy, that's your respect. Julian Alvarez, I'm probably going to throw you out. Dog, nah, man. I just disagree with you, Rick. I don't think that's what religion is. Or at least I'm using religion in a different way than you are. For me, religion is what you do. You can say anything you want. Your religion is what you do. Now, people may tell you what you need to do, and they give you a set of rules and things you're supposed to abide by. But a religion is what you do. No, you have a religion. You have something that you do consistently. To each man his own religion, as long as it points you to God. That's my opinion. I have my own religion, and it falls generally within the Christian faith. But it is most definitely different than almost anybody that I know. Yeah, I have a relationship with Zulu Lion said I have a relationship with God, not a religion. Yeah, I have a religion, but my religion is what I do every day. Yes, I can have my own religion, Godzilla Power. Why can't I? Bro, Rick Timms, you can look at the definition of things and in a dictionary all you want. I'm telling you what a religion is. A religion is a set of things beliefs that you hold and things you do. Science is a religion. It's just not one based on God, but it is still a religion. When you do something religiously, it is an action. No, a cult is when you get a bunch of people to join your religion. A cult is somebody that joins the religion. When I said I have a religion, I don't have a book. I'm not out preaching to anybody. I'm not postulating. I'm not asking anybody else to come in. It's not a faith. No, I don't mean I have my own faith. I don't have faith. I don't have faith. I don't believe in the effect of faith. I have belief. I do not have faith. I am working. No, I know. No. I don't have belief. At a point in time, I had belief. At a point in time, I had hope. At a point in time, I was wondering, but I don't wonder anymore. I do not wonder anymore. It's not my faith that there's a God there. No, I know it. Now, whether or not I know it means that you know it, or you know something different, that's on you. But no, I absolutely have a religion. I do. There are things that I will do and things that I will not do. Things that I try very, very hard to do all the time, and things that I try very, very hard not to do all the time, so that I stay right with what I believe God is and how what I believe God is interacts with all of existence. I absolutely do have things that I do and that I believe I should do and believe that I shouldn't do, and I try my best to do that on a very, very consistent basis, and it works for me. And it has worked for me. And it's very fortunate that all of those things are things that you can pick up in the Christian church. And there are things that you can pick up, from what my understanding, you can pick up in Islam, and you can pick up in Buddha, and you can pick up in voodoo. It's just to me, what rule book and general guidelines do you have been given to you, and you operate within that sphere. And if it helps you make sense of what it is, there you go. But you don't have the two Christians' belief in what God is will differ. Bro, that's your religion is based off faith, not knowledge. Mine is based off knowledge. That's you, Rick. No, my religion is based off knowledge. Absolutely, positively, it is. Off knowledge. Absolutely. I know there's God. I know all is one. I know it. I know that through God, without God, you can. It's proven in physics. Physics proves that enough. Godzilla, I'm not about to talk to you about that. I'm not about to try to prove myself to you. Here's my knowledge. My knowledge is that nothing that I say to you, Godzilla Pop, is going to satisfy you, because you got to get it for yourself. That's what my knowledge is. My knowledge is that nothing that I say can communicate it to you, because I'm not capable of that, nor is any other man capable of it. But you can, but all men are capable of experiencing. Yep, knowing always trumps believing. Yeah, because believing, you're not 100% convinced. Believing is kind of like suspecting. Knowing is, hey, dog. Knowing God is real, knowing, that's like me knowing that if I drink water, if I drink a cup of water, I won't drown. I don't believe that if I drink this, I won't drown. I know it. I'm going to take a sip and show it to you. Boyle the Greasy said debate. What do you mean? No. If there's God, then there's also Satan. Not necessarily. Why you say that? If there is God, why does there have to be a Satan? That I don't understand that one. Why? I'll try to get a caller. I've been on an hour. We're going to go about an hour and a half. I don't understand why you would say that. All right, Phoenix the Assassin, get back. I'll take a caller other than that, and then I'm going to bounce. But I have no idea why you guys would say that. That's not the same thing, little Nate. You just changed, you turn it around. That's not the same thing. If you believe Satan is real, then you have to know God is real. That's not even accurate. I don't know, man. You like to throw a lot of buzzwords around, bro. You like to throw a lot of cliches around. I've never been one for cliches. If you give me a cliche, I'm going to look at that cliche and I'm going to see, or that word, and I'm going to look at it and see, does that make sense? Most people do not study religion or history. I mean, you know, I can't speak on that. I've studied a little history. I've studied a little religion. I've studied a little science. I've studied a little logic. You know what I mean? I've lived a long time. You know, at this point in time, I think it's fair to say I've lived a good amount of time. Godzilla Power, who are you talking to, bro? You talking to me? I'm sorry, man. I can't, I'm not doing a ton of these videos are going to be a little bit shorter, man. These live streams are going to be a little shorter. But don't worry about it, man. If they grow, they can get it can amp up a little bit. Butcher said the black church failed black people because they won't tell the truth. It became a business. Exactly. Oh, best answer. Best answer is that it's a business. The best answer is that it's a business. Oh my God, is it a business? Zulu Lion said this channel will snowball into something great. Well, I appreciate you. Share the video so we can have these type of discussions. I would like to be known for more than boxing. Where's T. Orlando's sellout ass? T. Orlando always say, not T. Orlando always says his ass gonna show up and don't show up. People believe in balance. So some feel as though God exists, then there must be an opposite. What you should ask yourself is, what if God was the bad guy? Well, I can address, let me give you my take on that, man. Is that God is like good. That's the concept that we think of them as. So if you think of God as good, the things good in your life, then there are things that are not good and not of your purpose in the world. So therefore, there's the opposite of the thing that is not good. So similarly, there's existence and then there's non-existence, right? However, in the case between existence and non-existence, there's no ethical issue there. It's something that is either concrete or something that is non-concrete, something that you can see, touch, feel, and all of that. That's existence. Non-existence is like where you come from, like where were you before? The mind and thought is, I think, is non-existent, but it is very real, although it's non-existent. The only evidence of thought is the ramifications of the thought, the effect of the thought. Whether or not it's in your brain and there's a chemical reaction, that's still just giving you evidence that a thought took place. Similar to the fact that when you speak, you know a thought. At least most people, you know a thought to be good. So if you think of God as good and you think of evil as or Satan as the opposite of good, which is bad or neutral, because there's a neutral in it too, right? So I don't know what neutral is. Maybe neutral is just God. God is good and neutral. But if you think of it, but see, good and bad and was what's good for you and bad for somebody else. You know what I mean? So something that you may think God blessed you with, you could think, oh, God punished me. Somebody else could say God punished me with. I see you. No, I'm not dropping a link, bro. The link has been up. I'm not going to drop a link for you and Rick to debate about God. No. I'm not going to do that. No. Thank you for the offer. No, thank you. Not going to do that because that's not the topic. The topic is whether or not church, because we're conflating, we're piling on a lot of terms here. I'm talking about church. Then Rick talked about religion. I didn't say anything about religion. I said church, which is an organization of people in a community that may be of one religion or another religion. I said church. Church is the people. It's the people that follow the religion. But the church is what I talked about. And you are migrating from church to religion to the existence of God or Satan. Satan can be very neutral. What would you call the failure to act? What would you call the failure to act? Man, I'm about to get up out of here, man. Kevin Larson.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm well, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, brother. So when I made that comment about most people lack of studies in religion or understanding this, they don't even understand where the base religion comes from. So the ancient Sumerian culture, right? Have you ever did any studying with that?
Yeah, but it pre-exists that too.
Right. There's things that pre-exist that too, but what we as our religion base base our values off of is the ancient Sumerian culture and Babylonian and Akkadian culture, right? Because that's where half of the transcripts of the Bible come from, right? Have you heard of the Enuma list?
I've heard all of that, and I'm
Okay,
trying to think of a way to explain this.
and
There's probably go ahead, man.
Go ahead. Well, I'm just explaining to people that I want people to understand that the gods of the Bible aren't necessarily the single gods. Those were giants. Those were Elohim acting and masquerading as gods on the planet. That's where you get all these pyramids thrown up all over the globe. That's where you get the Arks of the Covenant. I mean, this is deep, and I think people need to do more investigating into the Catholic Church destruction of religion. And I don't think people really understand. They went through pillaging and villaging the world, that they destroyed a lot of things. The Bible's been changed over and over again, and half of the Bible is copied print from these tablets of the Enuma Elish and the Epic of Gilgamesh, and they all have the same creation story. Just take a couple pieces out, and you can put certain gods in different areas, and you can put the picture together. But you can't do that if you just believe that you're a Christian and you don't really understand religion.
Yeah, man. But there's also, I mean, I want to talk about the church,
Okay.
which is a different topic than whether or not the religion itself is laid out is valid or misleading or not. When I'm talking about the church, I'm talking about the people in the community that go sit down in a church, whether virtually or not virtually, and how that church affects their lives of the community that they live every day. So if you have talking about whether or not, you know, the specifics of the religion is not necessarily the topic that I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
What I'm talking about is the actual community of people in what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. Is the church letting down the Black community?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, man, they definitely letting down the Black community. They definitely they're money hungry. They're pillaging their own congregation. And if their congregation need help, guess what? They got to go through hoops and ladders to get help. I'm talking about they can't get help for rent. They can't get help for food. They can't get help for nothing. So yeah, the Black churches they're money making machines. But what do they get the image from? The white churches, all the evangelists. Remember in the late 80s when they had all the evangelists on in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like milking the old people at home and milking everybody in the world. Remember those things used to come on at 12 and 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the morning, and they would just be getting this money. Well, yeah, the black church was caught on to it, right? And so it's like, hey, we could do the same thing. And say they monopolize just like everybody else, man. And it's just they use religion as a source of income, not a source to win souls anymore. It's all about money.
That I agree. Yeah, I think that's about right. But thanks, brother. I appreciate you, Kevin. Come back again, man, when we switch topics.
All right, for sure, brother.
All right, brother. Get back, man.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I try to, Kev, just so you know, I try to stay away from that type of stuff because first of all, that's stuff that it's like, if it was an allegory to begin with, and there's different versions of the same allegory, the same story, for me, I want to get to the gravitas of it. And can you get to the gravitas of it? Can you get to the point of it? Because it has to be in place to make your life better. Like whatever religion, whatever church you go to, and whatever religion they espouse, it's supposed to make your life better. And if you're not making the life of the lowest person there or the average person there, you're making their lives better. And then what good is it? You know what I mean? It's like, what good is it? And I do believe that people have a lot more respect for rappers than they do their reverend or their priest. And that I do not believe that's the case in some places. I doubt very much that people see, I don't know. Somebody would have to tell me whether or not Are there? Oh, these are black part. What is it? There are black churches that do constructive things, but they do even more that is not constructive. So the net result is negative, not improving people. Yeah, that's kind of where I was with it, man. What's about Taylor Swift? Oh, yeah, they look up to Taylor Swift more than they do their pastor, for sure. Dog, we got Get It Sexy. Dog, you know full well Get It Sexy. A whole bunch of girls and listen are getting it sexy right after church is over. But look, man, it's been fun. I just wanted to have that conversation. Yeah. Back in 1800, a reverend was still using chicken bones and praying over fires. They need to go back to that. Hey, thank you, Douglas Lindsay. Now I gotta go, man. I just wanted to do a quick hour, man. Hell no. What? It started there? Come on, man. You know there's some rumpus buddies somewhere else. I heard it started in Texas. That's where I heard it started. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. I think the wife waiting on you. I get it. No, Godzilla Power. That's not it. It's just I've been up all day, man, and I gotta go. I gotta be consistent. You gotta be consistent. This live stream's actually. I'll go till if somebody else jumps on, bro. Yeah, I'll go in. Nah, I'm good. I got you, brother. I saw that. Yeah, you need a camera, a mic, and some editing software. But free editing software until you figure out how to use it. Don't pay for it. Adrian Molina, get yourself a camera. You can get yourself a camera. You can get you a camera like this. If you want to hook it up to computer, it depends on what you want to do. I'll hook you up. Because they don't let straight men because straight men ain't usually priests. Oh, you're not talking to me, Rick Timms. You're talking to Zulu Line. George Washington had on tights. You're funny, man. All right, man. So I'm gonna put a link in here again, man. Thank you to everybody that supported the conversation with the super chat, bro. Vlad's dad said intelligence discussions, Martin. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you much. Man, y'all go deep with it. Yes, sir. But look, all right, man. If nobody clicks the link, then I'm gonna head out and let y'all, because we got y'all. No, Douglas Hill. Let's talk about the leading right cross versus the leading rear right cross versus the rear right cross. Leading right cross, like a southpaw, versus an orthodox. Is that what a leading right cross is versus a rear right cross? A leading right hand would be from a southpaw, and a rear right hand would be from a orthodox fighter. What is there to talk about that? That's just that's a stance. I mean, anyway, whatever, man. No, we can't talk about that. It depends on the person, man. It depends on the person. And it would be whatever one is in the back. Usually. Depends on the person, whoever's wherever that right hand is in the back. You said never start a combination with your rear hand unless you're Roy Jones or Floyd. Yeah, like, but whatever, man. Yeah, a lead right. Yeah, it is. That was a lead right. Lead right hand. Yeah, hit him a bunch of times. Anyway, I'm out. Much love. Y'all have a wonderful day. Deuces, deuces, deuces. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.